Hey Aries, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. I'm going to start off with the Botanical Inspirations deck, where we're going to get sort of an intuitive vibe of these Victorian cards and Victorian ideals, and which Victorian ideals might be present here. So they're flower cards, and they're about what those meant to, each flower meant to the Victorians. And then we're going to go to the normal tarot spread. I'll post pictures of the spread at the end. And so we're going to just start off with this intuitive vibe. If I don't catch your wavelength on this video or your storyline, go check your major placements. Holy moly! That was just shot. Very exciting. All right. All right, Aries. Violet, faithfulness and modesty. I myself am very modest most of the time. Modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart for truth. Oh, so some sort of humility. Madame Guizot. I'm not familiar with her. So violets are also edible. Very delicious. Oh, my favorite thing about the violet is they produce a chemical and you smell it. And if you smell it, and you can only smell a violet in the first little bit, and then you can't smell it anymore because it produces a chemical that prevents you from continuing to smell it, which is just so endlessly ironic. And I love violets, and they are very delicious to eat. So, violet, faithfulness and modesty. Yeah, they do come up every year, same spot, same place, same time. Modesty. Okay, so having some humility, being able to learn. Some dedication and some dedication to learning, I think, is a little bit of what we might be looking at. And iris, oh, this has been coming at this card, this flower has been coming up like crazy. Oh, did I show you the violet? A little bit. That's related to pansies, very closely related to pansies. So here's the iris. Rainbows and messages. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. So finding hope in our darkest moments and our darkest situations, the iris. And then we have false indigo, immersion and intuition. When you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense, Khalil Gibran. And I love it with this violet card of being at the end of what you know and starting to delve into things you don't know with a lot of humility. And a lot of humility about you don't know where you're going, you don't know where this is going, and finding that humility and surrender sort of to the unknown. I love this combo of cards. All right, Aries, we're going to get going with the regular full-on tarot spread, official tarot spread. All right, Aries, here's your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Oh my gosh, so many people are getting Six of Cups as a possible outcome. Six of Cups all over the place. Reconnecting. Okay. In your recent past, you have Temperance. So getting used to something, adjustment, something becoming easier to deal with, easier to handle, not quite so too hot to handle. This is like she's got her ice and her boiling hot water here, and she's mixing them. She's the bartending angel, and she's mixing them to make something really nice and palatable, drinkable, much easier to handle. So this has taken a lot of time, a lot of patience. Look, we've got irises in this one too, so that's pretty special. And then this is sort of divinely guided. It's taken a lot of patience. It is in the flow here, and it is just combining things, getting used to things, adjustment. A period of adjustment where something shocking or surprising or harsh is mellowing out. And then we have Two of Swords. My goodness. Two of Swords. What? Some sign got seriously spanked with this card last week. This is like, oh, what was it? Yeah, this is a pretty intense card. Coming in here last week, but sorry, I'm not going to be able to proceed forward. Virgo got slapped hard. These are medieval and Renaissance art collage cards, and they have a lot of religious imagery, and they are a little medieval in their messages. So it's a little intense for me. I tend to be very like gentle with my messages, so these can come across a little wilder than I intend. But this is Two of Swords. This is denial. This is blocking. This is refusing to see, refusing to move forward. Here, you've got your little intuition right there, back there. It's shining. It's not a cloudy night. You can see it if you turned around and you looked at this thing that you know. This thing that you know that's back there, and you're refusing to look at it. You're refusing to acknowledge it. It's the denial card, refusal to move forward. Denial is super important. It protects us from information we're not ready to receive yet. You can, when I was, I grew up watching the Muppet Show, and I thought it would be really cool to watch it again when it was available online. And it's wild, and it's totally inappropriate, and all of that went right over my head as a kid because I wasn't ready to hear it. I had no way of processing it. So a lot of that stuff goes into the denial bin. So denial is not bad, but now that you've watched this video, you're in denial, and we've got layers of it. We're always realizing something, and because we can't pay attention to everything all the time. So denial, procrastination. Denial can be just emotional procrastination. You don't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with something right now, so you put it off to the side. Or if you did acknowledge it, you wouldn't know what to do with it. You didn't have the power to handle it, so you put it off to the side. And procrastination is not bad. We can't do everything at the same time all of the time, right? So we're always picking what we're postponing and what we're going to deal with right now and what we're going to deal with later. So this is probably some sort of emotional truth or some sort of truth or understanding that you have chosen to deal with later. And this is here letting you know that it's here now. And you might be needing to deal with it, needing to deal with something that you've been in denial with, or you are currently not dealing with something. Maybe something was supposed to become more integrated. Maybe something was supposed to be shared or balanced out, but you've had enough. You really don't want to do that anymore. And you're refusing to move, refusing to budge, and refusing to look at someplace your intuition really wants you to go right now. So, Two of Swords, blocking yourself. Blocking yourself from seeing something, blocking yourself from moving on or moving somewhere. Just a lot of self-blockage, and it's intentional. It's not that you don't know, because we've got another one that's self-blocking, but that's, I think that's Eight of Swords, and that's where you don't know you're self-blocking. You truly believe that you're stuck. This is you choosing to remain stuck, you choosing to block forward motion, you choosing not to move forward. Well, and sometimes that's reasonable, right? But this is just acknowledge it's a choice. Acknowledge that it's a choice to not deal with something. Acknowledge that you're dealing with something else right now. Acknowledge that, you've procrastinated this thing that you need to deal with. Acknowledging that there is some level of denial at play here. And then what you're thinking about is this Ace of Coins, this new beginning in reality. You're thinking about maybe a new job, a new class, a new endeavor in reality, physically. It could be a new house, a new house, moving in with somebody, something like that. Being proud of something. We have the lily showing up in this one as far as like righteous innocence, and new beginnings here. So there's a new beginning. It might take a lot of courage. You want to be very proud of it. So there's something, you're thinking about a new beginning. You're thinking about changing something up, starting something new. You'd like to be proud of it. It's a divinely guided new beginning, and it's really on your mind. You're either hoping for it or you might be worried about it, because new beginnings can be very scary, can be very disconcerting. We don't know what's going to happen. It's this, I'm getting like, you think you know something right here, and you really don't. You do on some level because of this immersion and intuition card. So the intuition's back here, and you're coming to the end of what you know and what you're confident about, and you don't want to come to the end of that. You like feeling confident. You like knowing things, and this is all about admitting you don't know something, reaching the end of what you should know, all of that. And it might be a little bit scary for you because you might be a person that's enjoys certainty and enjoys confidence. I do not enjoy certainty. It freaks me out. I always feel like I must be missing something. When I feel really certain about something, I think this is why I can work with these cards a little bit, see, is because I don't really enjoy certainty. I'm not really perfectly comfortable with uncertainty either, but these cards are a lot of sort of intuitive uncertainty, and I like playing with that. So, but you might be someone who enjoys certainty, and there's a little bit of uncertainty here. You're thinking about a new beginning, you're thinking about starting something new or going someplace new, or some sort of new job or new work situation. Something in reality you're kind of hoping will come in here. You will have to be, you won't know what you're doing though. So you'll have to be a learner. You'll have to have that learning curve that, the learning curve, it goes up and then it plateaus a little bit up there. And so this part of the learning curve often freaks us out because we're just like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. So, so you might be afraid of a new beginning, afraid of being overwhelmed by a bunch of, real world work that you don't know what you're doing. It is going to involve some courage. So that could be what's on your mind right now. And then we have, what's the issue is this 5 of Wands, but we're taking it in the reverse. So in the upright, it would be conflict, a conflict of beliefs about what should happen. This is like a verbal conflict, a discussion, an argument a little bit. It's hard for me to imagine an Aries not engaging in that, but here we go. This is what's at issue, is a conflict that hasn't happened. It feels like an ingrown hair, it's like this thing was supposed to go out into the open, and instead you may have internalized the conflict instead of really externalizing it or engaging in open conflict. You're supposed to have some sort of argument and you haven't. You're supposed to have shared a controversial idea or a controversial concept and you haven't shared it. Somebody hasn't shared it. Somebody hasn't engaged in open conflict where they should have. I don't see cards here where we're trying to sneak away with something and get away with something that we shouldn't. I'm just seeing that we're silent possibly where we should have spoken up and should have said something and should have engaged in that conflict. All right, and then, oh my gosh, I love this. What's an issue, or what's in your environment here is strength. There's something that's calling for you, asking for you to use all of your strength, to be very strong, very patient. I love how it's coming up right underneath this Temperance card. This Temperance card, this combination requires patience. It's going back and forth. It's mixing. It's mixing the things together, blending them, making a much more palatable blend, but it takes time. And strength can often be patience. This wild cat. There's also a sense of domination here. Training. And I think, you want to charge forward, but you're holding back. We have this horse that just is so muscular and so ready to charge forward, but this is holding back. So something in your environment could be asking you to hold back or holding you back, or just requiring a lot of patience. You might have some ideas, some messages you'd like to send. It feels like an eternal amount of patience being asked of you right now. But what I like is we have this this lion right here. 2 lions right here in this reading. 2 readings about having some patience. I mean, very stubborn, but you need to have some patience here. And some hold true to your goals. There could be some challenges to your goals coming in. And you want to make sure that you're staying true to something and just holding. And then here's your to-do list. This 8 of Cups. This is leaving a situation that's no longer working for you. But it's not the 6 of Swords where we're sort of retreating from a situation that's been harming us. This is just a situation that's no longer fulfilling, and we need to seek out additional fulfillment elsewhere. So we have this, I'm not saying go have an affair if you're married. If your marriage sucks, just go fucking talk about it like a grown-up. Don't go have an affair. That's not what I'm talking about, and that's not what these cards are talking about. These cards would never ask me to say something like that. They know me too well. But there's more to life than that card. Where you've got these 8 of Cups, you've got a certain level of fulfillment. Everyone's like, it's 8 of Cups, it's good enough. Why isn't that good enough for you? And you're like, I know that there's more. I know there's something else out here. My intuition, oh my God, you're listening to your intuition. Here you're like, your back's to your intuition, you're blocking, you're not moving forward. Here's your job. Your job is to listen to that intuition. Look how big and full that moon is now. And you hear it and it's calling you forward. Your job is to stop sitting on this stool and get moving, get going. You've got some place to go. You've got something very fulfilling that you are being called towards. The current situation isn't completely filling. And this could be just like going, this isn't necessarily moving out or something. This is just seeking out that thing. There's just something that your intuition's calling you to do, and you're going to go do it. This is you taking the movements and the motions to go do this thing that your intuition is calling to. And I love how this is sitting right. This deck seems to do this more than any other deck I have, as far as just placing the cards with a match that's echoing. We've got the past, we've got the present. This is the present situation. This is where you need to go. This is where you need to go. Sitting, ignoring your intuition, paying attention to your intuition, listening to it, obeying, moving forward, moving off this stool and getting moving towards the future here. Both of these cards, we have a nighttime, we have a darkness in both of these cards, a lack of clarity requiring us to listen to our intuition, which is when it's dark, look for stars, right? Or look for the moon is what I'm seeing here. There might be in your physical situation some sort of lack of clarity, but your intuition's calling to you and your job is to listen to it and take action. Take action in accordance to what your intuition is asking you to do. You will end up being, this is exactly what this card is. When you reach the end of what you should know, those 8 of Cups, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. So we're sensing and we're moving forward. I could not combine these cards. They're a beautiful combination. What a surprising combination. I love that. But yeah, those 8 of Cups is what you know, what you have. And now you need to listen to your intuition as you move forward and sense what else is out there for you. Preparing the mind to receive knowledge and the heart for truth. So this is going out in pursuit of that new knowledge and in pursuit of that new heart truth, and preparing to do that and being able to do that. Then this is a possible outcome. The 6 of Cups is really beautiful. This beautiful imaginative sharing energy, childhood, magic. One of them's reading a book out loud to the other, and the other one's playing with their flowers, and it's just such a beautiful picture. There's a sense of soulmate or reconnecting with something from your childhood, a vibe from your childhood, a person from your childhood, something that really you connected with and could imagine with and play with. It's just such a beautiful sharing energy with these white roses in here and these flowers that they're playing with and enjoying. And so it's either it's reconnecting with someone or being able to go back into your memories and really enjoy some good memories. But it can also be just reconnecting with something. This is a good connection. This is a healthy connection. This is an easy communication, an easy imagining, a playing together. Although there is one person has their head in the book, but that's because they're reading out loud. And the other one is paying attention to them and listening to them. It's either some messages or something. This actually reminds me of, who is it? Is it Rumi? Out beyond, there's a field out beyond like the concept of right and wrong, and I'll meet you there. So look, they're outside the walls of the city. They're outside these definitions of society and these confines of society, and they're meeting out there beyond all of that, beyond this concept of what you should be doing and who you should be. But they're leaving all of those labels and definitions behind and connecting beautifully. So beautiful reading, Aries. I hope you have a wonderful week. I really do appreciate your likes and subscribes, and especially your comments. I'm really enjoying those lately. So so anyway, if you want to comment. And thank you so much, and I hope you have a great week.